Okay, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Tuesday. So, wanted to do a little live. We're talking about today the 5 ways to get yourself more high paying clients. We're going to do this probably 30 minutes, something like that, if that's good with you. I'm literally just setting up all the different ones. And then we're literally going to hop straight into it because we're not going to mess about today. We're just going to jump straight into the training to be able to give you guys the most help we can. And I just need to kick that over. So we're going to just hop into that. So we've got you guys here. Might move this forward a bit actually. We're going to pop you behind here a little bit because then you can see the board a little bit more, which is sort of helpful. Then we've got you guys here. I just knocked the phone over. Good morning. And then we've got you guys here. So this is what we're going to talk about. The lighting is completely all over the place today. Yes, morning fit closers. The lighting in here is a mess. On TikTok, I look like I'm on Mars. Instagram looks like it's super dark. And then you guys on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, it's half light and half dark. So apologies for the messed up lighting. There's not really too much I can do with it, unfortunately. So we're going to hop into it. Give me 2 seconds and I'll be straight back. But just remember that the TikTok one, you'll still be following me because we've got this little gimbal type thing. Not gimbal, what's it called? Automated, whatever it is. Thanks, Walker. Okay, so let's jump into it. I want to talk about some bits today just to make life a little bit easier. The goal behind this should be to be able to generate more leads, make more clients, make more money. I think that the 5 steps that we put into this make it a hell of a lot easier for you guys. And I want you guys to be at the stage that you're really implementing a lot of the bits that we talk about. So you can just sort of sit here and chill out a little bit, or you can proactively get yourself moving forward. I'm going to move you in here, Instagram, because otherwise you're probably not going to be able to see the board properly. Right, turn back around TikTok. There we go. Right, a bit of faffing about, but we're on. So everyone wants to get more clients. We all want to make more money. That's the idea of setting up a business. Or if you're in sales, for example, you're trying to just convert more. The big thing that we're going to have is there are hurdles and there are barriers that are going to hold us back. And if we knew how to fix those hurdles and barriers, we'd already have done it. And the reason we haven't fixed it, so I'll clip you on here, might be easier, is because we don't actually know what to do. So what we need to be able to look at in a little bit more detail is how can we break this down into a more manageable, bite-sized chunk that can actually make your life a little bit easier. And that's really what I want to lay down a little bit on here today. So I want you to think about a little bit more 5 key areas of your business, of your process, and how you can get them to be more effective in your day-to-day consistently over time. Now, not every area of your business is going to be screwed. Some areas of your business might be doing great. Some areas of your sales cycle might be doing fantastic. What we want to be able to look at are what are the simple changes that we can be making to actually become more impactful within our business and actually get it to move forward. And that's what I want to talk a little bit more on here. So if it's the first time we're seeing what we're doing, we do sales and business development. So that's a combination of easiest way to look at it. Imagine you've got a Formula One race team. You've got the vehicle and you've got the driver. The problem most people have is they just focus on sales training. Learn how to sell, which is important, but that's the skills of the driver. If you put an amazing driver into a terrible performing vehicle, you're going to leave yourself in a very awkward position in what you're actually trying to do. What we want to be able to look at in a little bit more detail is how we can improve the vehicle and improve the driver's ability so that overall you'll get a far better result, far better performance, and actually move forward. Anyone that wants to see a little bit more on this without talking to us, we've made it super, super easy. You can go to Tusta, tusta.co.uk. I'll write it up here just so you've got it. The reason we have this is it means you don't have to get on a call with us. And it actually gives you a good 10-minute overview on some hacks and tips and tricks, a bit of a blueprint of what we've done for other people and how that's really worked for them. So if you get to the stage, you go, oh, this is good, this is helpful, but I'm not at the stage I want to talk to anyone. Just go to tusta.co.uk, work with me, and it'll make your life a hell of a lot easier. So this is what I'm going to do over the next 20 minutes is two things. One, I'm going to turn both cameras around so that you can actually see what I'm writing, because that'll make a difference. But bear this in mind. If I can't see the camera, I don't know what you're writing. So we're going to turn you guys around. Yep. And then you're going to be able to see what I'm writing. Put my glasses on because I'm blind as a bat now. Flip the camera. Right, so you guys are there. So you guys should be able to see. From there now. There you go. And I'm going to do the same for you guys. So let's turn you guys around. And then you guys can see too. Right. So there you go. Come back over here, Gimbal. Whoop. Right. These little automated things that follow you around are really, really helpful when they're doing as they're told. Okay. So let's jump into it. 4 main areas that we want to focus in on is, first off, you need to get your leads. Next off, we need to get more appointments. Then you need to close people. You need to have a backup plan for the people that don't close, and you need to scale. So this is like you're elevating your revenue. What my big focus is always on is most people will always, whenever we talk to them, they'll say, I want more leads. And yes, you might want more leads. Of course we want more leads. But if you've got a bucket with a giant hole in it, you're not actually putting yourself in the best position to start with. And that actually means if you get more leads, you've got to put more man hours, person hours, however you want to identify it, into actually deliberately working those leads. When actually, if you can make more money and work less, wouldn't that make more sense? And that's what I want to talk a little bit more about today. And there's a couple of areas that we talk to a lot of people about, which we see some of the most impactful results come from. So for example, without focusing on this for now, and we're going to focus in on these areas. This area here is really important, and this is once you've got to that stage. So this is a priority, but these are your key areas. And here's simply why. If I talk to you at the moment about where your business is, let's say that you already get, 40 leads a month. And out of those 40 leads, you speak to some of them and you're only getting 15 appointments. Right? So this is where you are now. Let me just play it up there. It's not going to help. So let's say that you get 40 leads in, you're getting 15 appointments. And let's say that out of the 15 appointments, you're only closing 20%. You don't really have much of a follow-up, and this side you don't know anything about yet. So even if you've got an average order value of, say, for example, £10,000, you're going to get 40 leads that come in, 15 appointments. That's a lot of time and effort. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. And just to convert 20%. So that's going to give you 3 deals. So 3 times 10K equals 30K. So you're getting 30K. Now, if you just put in this 40 to 80 leads with this same thing, yeah, you're going to get 30 appointments and that's going to give you 6 deals and that's going to get you to 60. But there's a better way that you can do it by just keeping the same amount of leads in there. And it's actually getting more organized and more effective within your process of what you're doing here. And this is one of the strategies which has made us and our clients a huge amount more money. And it's actually aligning everything within your sales system. So if you take the same 40 leads, and if I tell you now that, okay, cool, for example, you look at one of these solar companies, flooring companies, heating, plumbing, roofing, you're getting people that are coming in from a paid ad that have got a degree of interest. And if out of those 40 leads, if they are effectively managed in this gap before you call them, but you could be looking at getting, say, 50% of those leads, maybe as high as 65, 70. Let's sit in the middle at 60%. What's that going to give us? 60, 25 appointments. Now, if we get to the stage that the close rate actually gets to the higher level of your industry, so for example, one of the highest we've seen in the last sort of 6 months, one of our clients had a month where they closed 42 out of 45 appointments. So that's like a 94% close rate. That is not normal. Yes, a client has done that, but that's not normal. What we can expect realistically is a 50% with some hitting as high as 60%. But let's say average 50%. That's going to give you around about, 12 deals. At 10K, that's take your revenue up to 120K a month. Just by getting that aligned. Now, if you add interview, follow-up, another 15% here, screw it, just say another 10%. Make yourself nice and easy to believe. That's another, 2.5 deals. So erratically going through, but that could add another 20 to 30K in revenue. And that's before we've done anything in this stage here. This is where the difference happens within your business. And what happens is what happens in all of these different parts of your business, having a very aligned appointment setting process, a better version of your closing, some degree of follow-up, and actually having all of this aligned in a way. And this is where our scale framework actually comes into play. So it's not just about getting yourself to get more leads, because actually what we're doing a lot of the time is we're actually letting our prospects down by not being the most effective we can be in that process. Because let's look on the flip side. If you've got 40 leads coming in and you get 15 appointments, that's 25 people nothing happened with. Out of the 15 people that you sat down and spoke to, that's only 3. So 12 people sat through all your presentation, all your conversation. You found their pain, you found all the stuff, and I'm going to take this off, it's annoying me. They still didn't get the opportunity to buy because they weren't comfortable enough. You let them down. So that means every single month, you've got all of these people that aren't buying. Now imagine for the moment that you guys have been doing this for, let's say, 6 months. This also means that in your business, out of these people that are in there, every month you've got 25 people you didn't even book an appointment with, and you've got 12 people you didn't sell. So now imagine for the moment that you had the similar conversions here. Actually, there's so much money that's been left on the table by you. So if you go 6 months of that, 6 by that is 12, 6. So that's 72 people that you pitched in the last 6 months that didn't buy. Now imagine for the moment you had a really strong skill set that drew people in. Let's imagine for the moment that you had all your business aligned to get the higher conversions within your industry. This is where a huge amount of money gets made when people work with us, because we actually build them a revenue recovery plan. And that's a plan and a strategy for re-engaging those old quotes that are all set on the fence. Think of them a little bit like part-made jigsaws. They're half built. They're no use to anyone. But with a bit of time and the right focus and the right effort, you can get those deals over the line. And we see this time and time again with clients. By then re-engaging, having the phone calls, having the conversations, re-engaging those people and actually getting revenue in your business. This can literally happen in the space of 7 days, 14 days of starting with us. We have some people in under a week who will go and generate 30, 40, 50K. And it's not because we were geniuses. We just help them rebuild the missing pieces of the puzzle for the stuff that they'd already missed out on. And the vast majority of the time, people just go, oh, yeah, leads aren't good, so that's not working. Oh, these people are time wasters. Oh, this is a waste of my time. And it all ends up being almost a deflection from the fact that you're not as good as you think you were. Your system isn't as effective as you thought it would be. And that puts you in a really messed up position. And what you need to think back to, and what I'd say to a lot of people is, there's two areas you want to look at your business. Where it is now, what your revenue is, what you're making. And do you remember when you wrote it down on that napkin or that brainstorming session when you first thought about your business? About what you were going to do, how much revenue you were going to make, and how things were actually going to move forward. The difference between where you are now and where that napkin was is only based on the failures. Like, you put yourself in an awkward position where you're not feeling 100% confident, able, focused. You're carrying the baggage around of all the missed wins. And it's putting you in a position where you're not confident or competent to actually, I'm going to turn you guys back around because I like seeing people. How do I turn it back around? Let's see it. Flip that camera. There we go. Hello again. So you want to be at the stage that you're being confident and competent in what you're actually doing. Let me just turn this around. And the big problem that you're going to have with a huge amount of this is that you're not executing to the highest level because you're not confident and able to actually move things forward in the way that you should. And what people are doing is they're getting stuck in this cycle of just doing the same thing over and over and over again. Yeah, okay. So someone's just commented on TikTok that the ring light in my glasses is really off-putting. Okay, I can't help you, bud, on that. I mean, it's a ring light and I'm wearing glasses. So not really going to be changing the setup. Just to let you know, by the way, the reason this is awkward for you guys is because we've got you guys here on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So one person's always going to be in the spot unless I go and move all the cameras and lighting around, which this is just a spontaneous training. So sorry if it doesn't work out for you. There's not much we can do at this stage. So the whole goal for you guys at the moment needs to be, when you went back to that stage of you actually had put in on that napkin, when you first thought about the business, when you first thought about your plan, when you first thought about your strategy of what you were going to make, if you're not at that stage now, you have to remember that you believed it was possible to do that previously. And just because things haven't gone your way doesn't mean it's now not possible. It just means that you probably don't have the level of skills that you thought that you were going to need, the level of competency that you thought you were going to need. And so, why is that camera turning? This camera's going mental today. So we've got one of these little ones that follow you around, which is great when it works, but it just went AWOL. So we want to think about it. Imagine where you are now, and you want to think about where you are in your life. You've got a fork in the road, and you can either carry on with your old path, or you have to look at going into a new path. The problem is, this path here, the old path, is super comfortable. It's so comfortable for you because it's the path that you know. And the problem we see a lot of people get into is, even if it's not going well, the familiarity is just what they like. But actually, if we're going to try and move forward with our business and we're going to go on a new path, we have to expect there's going to be a level of uncertainty, a level of worry, a level of fear, and a level of doubt. And you're never, nearly knocked the camera over, you're never going to make a decision based on 100% confidence. And here's where I'll give you a bit of context. For you guys that have got a business at the moment, and you're at the stage that you're selling, for example, over a 2-call close, like we set up on here, the appointment setting and the closing side. If you guys are at the stage now that you have people in your prospect file and you struggle to convert them, you need to ask yourself, are you a good buyer? And it doesn't mean you have to buy everything, but actually, are you good at making decisions? Because I'm a big believer that we're like a magnet to things in life. And the type of prospects that you'll get are very much the same as the way you are. And so if you're stuck with low conversions in the close, the likelihood is going to be that you're not very good at getting on conversations and actually making a informed decision without going off and faffing. And so our existing position that we have within our business is often based around the simple fact that we're not as good as we say we are or think we are, or we haven't adapted to the industry. I've got to go because I've got a call from a client that's just come in who wants to call with me. And part of working with us is they get direct access. So I'm going to get off and go and talk to this client. I hope you found this helpful today. Go and have a good day today. If you need anything, reach out. If you want to go off and go to thetuster.co, work with me, go and watch the video. It gives you the blueprint. Do. If not, we will see you again on the next one. TikTok, good to see you. Have a good day. See you later. See you later.